Hey everybody. Sorry I haven't been around lately. For those who don't know and haven't been watching my story, I've been going through quite a interesting time. The short story is my family that I was adopted into. I found out they had stolen my inheritance and have been living off of it for a very long time. Meanwhile, I've been on disability for the last maybe 15 years now. And fast forward it to current time, I am getting directly from source, creator, God, whoever you believe in, universe, because we're tight. I've always been spiritual, even though I was raised religious. Yeah, he's been telling on y'all. He's been snitching on y'all. So I've been, basically I disconnected from everybody because there's like 600 some names of people in the community, people that I thought were my friends. Of course, my karmic family, but, exes, people that I still live with or have to be around. Yeah, just the betrayal is really bad. And anyways, that makes me sad, but I also do understand that we're all at different stages on our journey, and I see the humanity. I remember when I was not at my highest level of vibration, and when we're in low vibrational energies, we might go through addictions, or we're just not our best selves, right? And so I remember those times that I went through those, even though I think for the most part because if I did ever wish something bad on somebody, I would always feel terrible about it and then go through my dark night of the soul. I've been through so many of those that I really don't even have an ego anymore. The ego death would literally, it's not even there. And I think that's why it hurts so much when I'm shocked about stuff. But anyway, I try to see people whenever I find out about, someone betrayed me or whatever, just because I try to see the best in people, even though I'm learning that's not smart. And I gotta just be a little more careful. But if I look at everybody as a soul, because most people have a soul. There are some soulless vessels walking around here, I'm not gonna lie. And some of them came against me. But for the most part, we're all just souls here. We're all interconnected because everything is energy, right? And when I look at it in that perspective, I see that it's easier to forgive. And also, but you're never coming back in my life. I'm sorry. You can't come with me to the next level. But I do wish you the best, and I forgive you. And I hope you heal. So I'll get more into my story once I get the actual file from the authorities. It hasn't quite come. Apparently some people have had court cases. I haven't been getting notifications if I'm supposed to appear because somebody stole my mail, which sucks, right? There's some people who've already been arrested. I mean, this is just a big thing, guys. If you've ever been gang stalked or just had to go through any smear campaigns, I mean, I've went through these my whole life, you guys. So it's just dang, I'm in my 50s. I'm still going through this shit. I don't even understand. Half of me doesn't even understand, why would anybody want to come for me? Because I just pretty much keep to myself and I just do my own thing. I try to uplift other people. I try to be kind. I mean, I am kind. It's just my nature. I'm kind. I'm pure-hearted. I don't compete with anybody. So the fact that all these people are jealous of me and competing with me, it's you're really competing with yourself. You're kicking your own ass, basically. Nobody should no one should compete with anyone else because comparison is the thief of joy. Like, literally. Like, you have your own sauce, I have my own sauce. You know what I mean? You might even have gifts also from your ancestors or, from Creator that you don't even tap into because you don't even talk to God right now. God, Creator, Source, Universe, whatever you believe in, higher being. And as far as I do want to clear up a few of the rumors that have been going around or the smear campaigns about me, which is so funny because I'm like, dang, I'm a lot more interesting than I thought. Usually I just sit at home and chill out with my 4 best friends here, my cats. But anyway, yeah, well, one of them is that I'm crazy, and it's like, I've been called that my whole life. Crazy really just means you're right too early. And so, yeah, I am crazy that way. I always have been. I've always known things too early because that's one of my gifts. My gift of foresight. I'm also highly intuitive. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to brag about which gifts I have because I'm still honing some of them, but whatever. I'm a very old soul, ancient, I guess. But I was reincarnated here on this earth to help make the world a better place. So I have a big divine mission. And, I guess some people are upset that I'm a chosen one. Well, take it up with God then, because he chose me. I didn't be like, oh, I'm a chosen one. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I never have felt that way, ever. In fact, I always see the amazing awesomeness in everyone around me. The beauty in them, their special sauce, what makes them great and what makes them stand out. I'm always able to see that in others. The love I have for myself, it comes from inside. It doesn't come from other people, obviously, which is right, because otherwise I probably would be unalived. I would have taken myself out. So, which reminds me, some people are thinking that now that they're getting karma, it's because I'm throwing black magic or witchcraft at them. Listen, thanks for giving me this credit that I have all these special abilities, but I've never done witchcraft. I don't even know how to read tarot. I do have tarot cards here somewhere, but my room is really messy still, which I have to clean up. And so once I find them, I would be good at it once I learn how to do it, but I don't even know how to read cards. So, and I've never thrown black magic. I don't do that kind of shit. That's devil shit. And just know, that shit's real. I know some people don't believe in curses, but whether you believe it or not, there are people actively walking around doing spell work on people. And a lot of those people are your neighbors, your friends, right? Heads of organizations, elected officials, even more high ranking up than that. They're all a lot of them are a part of secret societies, which my karmic family that I was dropped into, they're involved in that shit. The person that I was with for 20 years, his family's involved in that shit, which I'm finding out, and it's just, whatever. That's why I don't ever take self-love. It has to come from within you. It has to come from Creator. God loves me. God thinks I'm special. God thinks I'm chosen. So it would almost be insulting if I didn't love myself, right? I have to see myself through his eyes, and we all have to do that. That's how we heal, right? We go inside, we face our shadows. Listen, I've had so many dark nights of the soul that I'm friends with my shadows. They're in me too. I have light and dark, and I have balanced the fuck out of that shit. So I know that some people think, oh, she's so kind and sweet and looks so innocent. Yeah, because I do operate out of my light on purpose. I do operate out of unconditional love. If I show you caring and love, that's real. I'm not expecting shit from you in return. But if you fuck around with me, and I find out that you were actively trying to unalive me or gang stalk me or make me sick or make me, gain weight or look uglier, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Or, mess with my memory, that kind of shit, messing with my health or going after my kids, now you fucked around and now you're going to find out. So, and it's not going to come from me. It's going to come from Creator, because the Lord says, vengeance is mine. So be glad. Or be glad or don't. I don't know. I mean, I don't really wish revenge on anybody at this stage of my life, because I know that karma is real and it will come back to you. It might not come right away. God's kind of funny that way. Like, it'll come when you least expect it, but where the impact's going to hit you the hardest. That's been my experience anyway in my life. So yeah, so the whole like, she's the devil, she just works with the devil. No, I fucking don't. I live around a lot of people with devil entities on them, attachments on them. I'll say that. And doesn't make me very happy, but yeah. So the other thing is, people wanted to know how I make my money, okay? These are probably some of the same people that are like, well, we're not paying her because everything she does, all this volunteer work for the community, where's she getting her money? And no, I'm not. And people started like, oh, she's a prostitute. Please, come on, guys. Like, again, you're giving me too much credit. I'm 53 years old. Like, I'm disabled. Like, I don't really think people will be wanting to try to pay for this anyways. But the other funny thing about that is I've been celibate for a year. Yeah, actually more than a year now. Because, you know, my current relationship, whatever it is we're really just roommates now. So he's been fucking around on me, and he doesn't think I know this, but it's been happening. He's been fucking around on me, I think, the whole time. But I knew that he had stepped out in the last year on me several times, because you can just know people's patterns, and I'm also intuitive. So I did break down one time. I think it was over the summer, you know, where I was just like, for some reason maybe he did another sex spell on me. And I was like, oh, I'm horny. So, you know, I'll just let him do it from behind, so I don't even have to look at his fucking face. Right. And so, but it hurt. Like, my body rejected it immediately, and it was over before it even started. So that was the only time. I mean, but I've been celibate for, like I said, over a year now, on purpose. So that's not obviously a false narrative that's going around. And I don't know what else other people are saying. I don't really care, I guess. But people really shouldn't believe rumors anyways. I mean, and for anybody who did believe the lies that are going around about me, that's fine. Just, you know, stay over there on that side. Because when the truth comes out, and it's starting to, but it's going to come out. And, you know, God promised me that everybody who was involved and everybody who played a hand in, you know, trying to come for me and you know, steal from me and just, or, you know, take me out, literally, you're all going to be publicly exposed. And that was his decision, not mine. So, again, take it up with him if you don't like the karma you're getting or whatever. It's not coming from me, trust me. I'm just over here chilling, minding my business, working on projects in secret, co-creating with the universe, and chilling out with my 4 besties that have 4 legs and they're furry. So that's about it. But so if you've ever been, and how do I not go crazy? It's because I talk to God. I talk to my spirit guides. I talk to my ancestors. We all have them. I mean, you may not have ever talked to them, but that's something that everybody has their own journey, right? If you've never had a dark night of the soul where you have to go within and actually really think about like what you did to somebody, or you know, you don't like who you are. I mean, that happened to me. I remember I was in my early 20s, I think. And one day I just woke up and I looked in the mirror and I just didn't like who I was. I didn't like who I was looking at. And so that was my first big dark night of the soul. You know, and of course, like I still did, you know, I was a Sunday school teacher. I still volunteered. I brought blankets to the homeless. But I still knew how I acted around certain people that I just didn't give a fuck. I was just very like worried about me. And that's what the Matrix, when we're in the Matrix, that's what the systems here, that's what they they want us to be like that. They want us to just be out for ourselves. And you know what I mean? Because it helps them. If we just follow along and do what they predict and, they get to pull the puppet strings on us, they don't want us to evolve. They don't want us to become free thinkers. They don't want us to love ourselves. They don't want us to have a relationship with the universe or God or, creator, source, whatever you want to call it. They don't want that. Because think about it. If we all become free thinkers, then they can't control us anymore. So I guess, and that's where I do feel bad that I haven't been out there physically protesting during the ICE occupations, but God told me stay the fuck at home because there's people still out there trying to kill you. There's been people paid to come after me. They are coming after the chosen ones. I mean, there's a spiritual warfare and it's real. So they're like, no, absolutely not. And do not talk to anybody. Do not go out. Basically, cut everybody off. And so that's why I've done that. But also, and I guess some of y'all wanted to put me in isolation as you thought it would break me, but I actually love being alone. I love being with myself. That's where I'm able to go back inside and alchemize all the shit that was sent to me. And it always makes me stronger. So thank you for that in a way, right? But work on yourself because you're all better than that. And I want everybody to heal, It's not, because I know, the people who are out here, being jealous of other people, damn, just please learn to love yourself. You don't even, it's sad to me that you don't even see your own worth. Really, when you jump into that comparison game, you're just part of this fucking system. The monkeys in a barrel, crabs in a barrel, whatever. Don't do that. You're not free. You're not free, but you're out here protesting for our immigrant neighbors, which yes, we need to do that. But also you're not free either because you're still out here trying to compete with everybody else, trying to get ahead for what? Money? For status? For a title? You know what I mean? None of that shit matters at the end of the day. If you don't even know who you are and you don't even love yourself, how the hell do you expect to sustain being out there to love other people? Or is it performative? You know what I mean? You got to be real with yourself. That's what the dark night of the soul is about. You know what I mean? And so that's why that's one of the reasons I get real, not I don't know. I guess I've just started to look at certain things differently. We're fuck ICE, fuck the feds, fuck the police, right? And yeah, I get it. But also, the people who have come against me and tried to unalive an earth angel or a chosen one, a person who is just out here trying to make the world a better place in their own way. I've never done anything to any of you, but you guys all came for me. And guess what? Yeah, there was a couple crooked cops that are involved and they're getting, fired, I think. There was some crooked judges. There was some crooked politicians. Can't wait for that one to get exposed. But the rest of y'all, you're my fucking neighbors. You're my supposed friends. You're other fellow protesters, activists, community members. So I'm just saying, see the problem when you want to put all these people are bad, all that group is bad, all these systems people are bad. But guess what? No, there's just a lot of shitty people in the world and a lot of people operating out of their ego instead of their soul purpose. So it's not just those people because you're all not free either. You're not any better than those people. And not all of those people are bad. There's one person that's an investigator that is apparently he's very high spiritual ranking. He's in alignment with creator. And he's the one who's responsible for really exposing all of this shit. So I'm grateful to that person, even though he's part of law enforcement. I know there's people in the feds that they're shady, right? But there's also feds that have been protecting me. They might not know that I know this, but I do because Creator told me. They've been watching me because they know that there's people out there who have money on my fucking head. So it's just something to think about, y'all. Of course, yes, fuck, ICE being here and doing what the shit that they've been doing is terrible. But be careful when you say. And also the other thing too is like, remember, everything is energy. So when you're out there, they want a reaction from you because they eat that shit up. Like, I didn't even know about this shit. I didn't even know about like energy vampires and all that crap until like recently. That people have been siphoning off my energy. I didn't even know that was a fucking thing. People have been coming into astral projecting. Listen, I have a stalker, and I'm going to talk more about this later and get more in depth with it. But I have a stalker who was coming to me astrally and the astral projecting into my dream state to, without my consent, okay? What the hell? I mean, I'm just saying, like, so energy, you got to protect your energy, okay? Because there are a lot of people out here who are energy vampires, and they will siphon your energy. You don't even, and then you ever notice when you're around certain people and then you get home and you're exhausted? That's because someone was siphoning off your energy, or they're trying to find they wanted your gifts. They wanted your creativity. They want your ideas. And they make money off of it. There's people out here making money off of fake accounts of mine. Supposedly there's a sex tape out there. Really? I'd like to see that. Like, and if you all don't know, maybe in 2025 I was, still on my people pleaser, trying to keep the peace phase, but now I'm in the fuck around and find out. So most of y'all, you're gonna get your asses sued. I don't give a shit. I got time. Because I don't want you guys doing this to other people. And this is my year. Like, this is my time now. I'm finally sticking up for me completely. Because I deserve it. Everybody deserves it. I've always been sticking up for everybody else around me and then putting myself second, and I'm not doing that anymore, so hello. This is the new me. But no, I don't, and I've never thought that I was better than anyone. Even when I was in lower vibration, I never felt that way. I never felt that way. I just operate out of my heart space because I guess because of all the things I've experienced growing up. I know what it's like to feel all those bad things, to feel abandoned, to feel shunned, to be bullied, to, just be treated really horribly, like inhumane. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to have nothing, to watch everyone around me have stuff and I don't have anything, but it doesn't matter because that's not the meaning of life. It is in the Matrix. That's what they want you to believe, but that's not going to bring you true happiness. Material things, a job title, a fancy title, whatever, your perceived power, which you think it comes from controlling other people, that's not real power, and it's not sustainable. The real power is what's in your control is you, right? You are the one who's in control of you. You have to learn to love yourselves and be in alignment so that you have integrity, so that you have, decency. All of those things. Then you'll be able to really move mountains in a good way without hurting other people. I just think it's crappy. I'm disappointed in some of y'all. Like, I looked up to you guys. Shit. And now I'm like, damn, like, they're a lot more broken than I thought. Like, I thought we were cool, like, and I guess we're not, And that's okay. I forgive you, but I hope you heal. I hope you find yourself. But the other thing I need to start doing more in 2026 and going forward that I am going to do, is not look at people and not treat people with what I see as their potential, because I've done that my whole life. I think that's part of, maybe that's probably the one part of me that is naive, or I used to be naive about that. I just wanted to see the best in people, because I think maybe it's because I'm an empath. But now I'm going to see people the way they actually are and who they are at that moment, because y'all do show. And now I'm like, my spidey senses are very heightened, so I see it. And the other thing is, even the times when I was at my worst, right, by being so low, I never went out of my way to treat people bad. And so I just think, I don't know what I know we've all collectively, we all have trauma, and, some more than others. It doesn't matter. Like, it affects each of us differently, but like we all need healing. I don't care who you are. And, going out and, thousands of people marching in the streets is great. But what are you doing behind the closed doors? Who are you hurting? How are you treating your family? How are you, all that shit matters. And whether you believe in a higher being or not, there is one. And I'm proof of it. And I'm not saying I'm not God. But I'm proof because I'm here still. Because apparently my whole life I've had a target on my back. And you all know, anyone who knows me knows I've had serious health problems for a very long time. And now I'm thinking most of that was probably fucking spell work. And that part does make me kind of angry. But also, I'm grateful because I'm very protected. I mean, my ancestors are badass. And there's like so many. My angels team, they're badass too. And so I feel like a spiritual gangster kind of. But the biggest OG is God, for real. And that's why when he was like, sit back, don't do anything, I got this, vengeance is mine, I'm like, all right. So, but also, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't thought about revenge on somebody in a very long time. But also, like, I just know, like, from experience that when you do try to lash out at people, it never goes the way you want it to. It always comes back on you. So it's just not worth it. But here's the one thing I will say, and I have said this, I've been guilty of saying this before, hurt people hurt people. No, not all hurt people hurt people. And I'm proof of that. Because I've been very hurt over my life. Many, many times. But I still chose love. And you can too. Okay? I'll talk more about my story as the information comes in and I have a tangible proof, even though I do know what happened, but it's a long story. I'm going to write my book finally now that my memories are coming back. People literally tried to wipe out my memory with spell work. That makes me mad too. Yeah, it's like my story, the truth of my whole story is stranger than fiction. Like, so I'm so grateful that it's finally going to come out because, like, I knew it happened, but, like, now everybody will know it happened. You know what I mean? Because I know some people are just like, oh, that didn't happen. And then I had my family. I cut them off, like, decades ago. I had no idea that I had this inheritance because I cut them off. I didn't talk to anyone. And they were, like, taking me out of the will, like, changing documents. So, like, there's supposed to be an inheritance, a house, property, land, etc. Numerous people have taken out life insurance policies on me over the years. Like, that's shitty, guys. Do better, please. So be careful, y'all. I do, my discernment is really high, and it's even getting higher now. But yeah, continue to take care of each other out there. I'm with you in spirit. And at some point I'll get the okay to come back out. But now I don't really have any friends that I can trust, so it might just be me hanging out. That's fine. But yeah, I wish everybody healing and love, and yeah, let's all get free. Let's all really get free, because that's the only way that things are really going to change. Any sustainable long-term change, we have to really get free, and that starts with us, ourselves, going in. All right, that's all for today. I am going to start a YouTube channel once I figure it out. And then I'll just be mostly posting over there. But I just wanted to come on here because God told me, get out there, they need your voice. Also, I have left all of the places that I was at before. I left the radio station, and please continue to support community radio. I just got information that some of the people that I worked with there, even worked for there, were a part of this whole smear campaign and trying to take me down. So obviously creators like, get the fuck out of there. And same with the work I was doing with IWalk and slavery. Some of those people, which really like, wow. And so I was like, bye, I gotta go, bye. And even the other organizations that I was a part of doing volunteer work, which again, it's like, wow, you too? So yeah, that's what that's about. I do miss being in community, but I have a feeling that I will be moving to a different community soon. So, but I do still wish the best for everybody. So that's that. But yeah, like, of course, the work that IWalk is doing is still important work. So please continue to support. And obviously we do want to end slavery, but also like, let's stop living in slavery ourselves. Because if you're still in the matrix in the programming of doing it, whatever, anything for $1 and, greed, accolades, outside validation, if you still care about all that shit, you're still enslaved too. So yeah, let's really end slavery in Minnesota, meaning all of us together, not just for people incarcerated. All right, I think that's it. That's all I have for today. Don't judge me, I'm in my robe. I don't really care if you judge me or not. I really don't. But yeah, that's the other thing. The one other thing is that people are bothered by my confidence, which is so crazy because my confidence comes from within, not from outside. It doesn't come from outside validation. I learned quite a while ago. I mean, at least it's been 4 or 5 years that, like, no. And that's what sucked about, like, doing comedy is that you almost have to care, right? But it's not lasting, and it just makes you make bad choices. And that's not who I am anyways. I don't care about that shit. But y'all can't humble me because I'm already humble as fuck. But you can't humble somebody who doesn't have their self-worth based on outside validation. So my self-love, it comes from me, and it comes from the Most High. And my kitties, they think I'm pretty awesome. All right. That's it. That's all I got for today. Be safe. Be you. And stay dangerous. Peace out.